Hello, and welcome to this roundup of my 5 favorite romance novels that I read in November. I'm Olivia, your favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. First up is Kiss Her Once for Me by Allison Cochran, which is a contemporary standalone romance novel. Last Christmas, Ellie spent a perfect snow day with a woman she met at a bookstore, but things fell apart the next morning. A year later, Ellie is in a rough spot working at a coffee shop, which is not her dream job, and worrying about money. When the handsome property owner of the coffee shop offers her a chance at a temporary marriage in exchange for money, which is 10% of his $2 million inheritance, she goes along with it. Ellie is introduced to his whole family during a Christmas trip to a cabin, where she finds out that last year's perfect woman is actually her fiance's sister, Jack. Awkwardness ensues along with trying to keep loads of secrets from the family. This book was funny and sweet and absolutely delightful. The affectionate and drunken grandmothers might be my favorite part of the story. Watch out for family issues from all sides and the trials of finding career related footing. A Lady's Rules for Ruin by Jennifer Haymore is book 2 of the Lions and Lilies series. Frances is completely uninterested in marriage despite the meddling of her family members. She decides to put herself in a ruinous situation so that she can finally be an unmarriageable spinster. Her plan works out pretty well. With her unwitting kissing partner on a ship bound for Egypt, Frances has the freedom to pursue a variety of interests without the pressure of balls and soirees. One experiment in charity work brings her to a boys' orphanage where she is going to tutor a child on manners before he meets an important lord. Evan is a charming and amiable Earl who has just found out that his father was financially supporting an illegitimate son, and so Evan goes to meet the boy. When he's at the orphanage, he immediately realizes the mistreatment of the children and decides to bring his brother home with him. Luckily, Francis has already formed a bond with the boy and is there to soothe the young child's temperament when he's facing a new situation. Francis and Evan have interacted with each other before at social events, but Francis was always suspicious of Evan's gregarious nature, and he was always intrigued by her outspokenness. We get to see Francis and Evan bond over the care of his newfound brothers. Yes, that's plural because he definitely finds more. And so we get to see these two develop a friendship and then an affair. I really like seeing Evan take responsibility for his brothers and build a family with him. 6 Degrees of Scandal by Caroline Linden is book 4 of the Scandalous series. This book starts with a heartbreaking prologue where Olivia and James meet as youths, are nearly engaged, and then Olivia is married off in exchange for money for her father's debts. 10 years later, Olivia is widowed and being pursued by one of her late husband's associates looking for smuggled treasure. When Olivia flees London to investigate a lead, she is soon caught by James, who vows to assist her and secure her safety. He's been feeling guilty and regretful ever since he missed his chance to marry her all those years ago. We get these two partnering up to solve the mystery of that her late husband left behind and also rekindling their lost love. It was super interesting to uncover the mystery and see it tie back to characters from previous books in the series. Bed Me Earl by Felicity Niven is book 3 of the Bed Me book series. Caroline decides to bed her longtime crush Phineas when he is at her country home with her brother's hunting party. The easygoing Finn is delighted that a woman has come to his bed and thinks he's got the best luck ever. When he realizes that he slept with his friend's sister and that he might be forced to marry her, he actually thinks that wouldn't be a hardship at all. Of course, Finn says this all out loud to Caroline and upsets her in the process. Despite all this, Phineas has decided that he wants to pursue Caroline and dismisses all his mistresses when he gets back to London. So Caroline was really only looking for a one night stand and doesn't want any type of relationship with Finn because she has a lisp and a stutter and she thinks she's not really fit for public. She has been hiding away in the country for the past decade and doesn't want anyone to know about her condition. After her father passes away, though, her brother brings her to London, hoping to make up for his neglect, and there she finds a Phineas ready to come courting. There's a lot of back and forth here as Caroline tries to push Phineas away, but their physical attraction is much too strong and gets them into a little bit of trouble. Even though Phineas gives the impression of a confident and charming man, we see hints of his insecurity every time Caroline rejects him. And when we finally do see them settle down together, we get to see Caroline step up and take charge of the household with a lot of confidence. It's Hard Out Here for a Duke by Maya Rodell is book 4 of the Keeping Up with the Cavendishes series. James and his sisters are bound for London to take up his new role as a duke, but he enjoys one last night as just James with a beautiful woman he meets at a tavern. Meredith is traveling back to her role as a duchess's companion when she meets James's eye across the tavern and decides to take this one opportunity for passion before she continues being a proper companion. Of course, they're in for some bad luck or good luck when they realize that they're stuck in the same household with completely disparate social stations and need to forget that their one night stand ever happened. While James struggles with his new role and responsibilities, he's continually tempted by the presence of Meredith and wishes he could give everything up to be with her instead. Meredith is the one that's usually sensible and explains to James the way of the Ton and how their relationship would be completely inappropriate. However, all of the hints of the relationship between James and Meredith that we've seen throughout the series kind of culminate in this book where they need to decide what's really important to them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links to these books are in the description box. Like and subscribe to get updates, and you can follow me on Instagram at randomolive.